Hi, lovely people. It's Mark here from Not Defining. I hope you're doing well. Today, I'm going to be telling part 4 of my personal coming out story. This is the story I'm telling about living as an undefined, fluid, bi plus, non binary ish person in this world. If you haven't checked out the last one, then it's going to appear here. But if you remember, I had just finished my school life and I had done a year of working and traveling, and I had kind of tested out telling people that I was gay, because that was kind of what you were supposed to be if you weren't straight back in the 2000s, showing my age there. And so that didn't really work. I didn't really feel any different when I told people I was gay. I didn't really feel that I was gay. So then the next part was that I went to university. I went to university in Edinburgh, and I decided, okay, well, if I'm not being gay, then I'll just be straight, because that was the only other option. And I resolved to do that. And I was pretty excited about that. I funneled a lot of my energy into my studies. I was very passionate about studying politics, which is what I did, languages as well. And I just kind of spent a lot of energy doing that and didn't really think about my sexuality. I think, I was quite privileged in a way because I could go to university, and it was a really new environment from the one that I was in, and there were lots of nice people there. And so I kind of met a lot of nice, really good friends, a lot of straight male friends actually. And I kind of realized that they weren't as scary as they had been before. There were some really, really nice personalities there, and I got to meet a variety of different, I guess, straight people. And that was lovely. And I felt like, okay, well, I belong here and I can fit in. I actually started dating a girl, which was really, really nice. And I felt like, okay, well, this is wonderful. I can do this. Straight life. And so that was good. The problem was that when it came to actually having sex, I was really, really into it. But I was so unbelievably anxious about it that I actually couldn't perform, as it were. I suffer from erectile dysfunction, and this just sent me absolutely crazy. I thought to myself, oh my goodness, here I am. I have this lovely girlfriend and I can't have sex. She was really nice about it, but it just killed me. And so all of these obsessive thoughts came into my head, and I started thinking, oh, well, that must be because of the way I am. I must not want to have sex with her. And so she didn't want to, but we broke up. It was too much for me, which was such a shame because she was lovely. And I carried on being single. I actually then did manage to have sex with women after that, which was a great relief. But I was still quite anxious about it. The erectile dysfunction never came back, which is good. So must not have been because I'm gay or something like that. It was just something that happened. So I just kind of did that for a while. I didn't have any kind of serious relationships, but I had various experiences with girls and stuff. But the anxiety about, whether I liked women or men was overwhelming. And these obsessive thoughts started to get worse and worse and worse, to the point where I couldn't get out of bed in the morning. I was losing interest in everything that I normally wanted to do. And it was just really, really awful. I was depressed and anxious By the way, if anybody is suffering from this or relates to anything in this video, then please hit the subscribe button. I'm telling my story and I talk about a lot of these issues on our page, so we'd love to have you join us. I actually had experiences with men during this time, and it was quite horrible because what I used to do was I'd be out with my straight friends in my straight world, and then I would get really, really anxious and upset that I couldn't engage properly normally with a girl, and I would get down on myself, and then I would get really, really drunk, and I would go to a gay bar, and I would just stand there. I didn't want to be there. I didn't tell anyone I was there. I made up excuses, and sometimes nothing happened, but sometimes it did. I unfortunately got myself into some really horrible situations, really dangerous situations. I was beaten, sexually abused. I had to go to A&E because I thought I'd contracted HIV. Really, really awful, dark experiences, meeting people in places that weren't safe and so on. And then I would just kind of go back into my straight life and pretend like nothing had happened. So I'd had a night of like absolute horror, but I would just have to put a face on it and say, oh, hi, morning, everyone. You know, I had nobody to talk to, no one to confide in, and that was awful. I felt like I couldn't be with men, I couldn't be with women. I didn't enjoy my experiences with men. I was so anxious about my experiences with women. And it all got too much for me, actually. And towards the end of my time at university, I became seriously suicidal. I prepared a note several times for my family and friends. And I made plans to end my life. Please, if anyone's struggling with this, come and speak to us. You're not alone. There was one thing that stopped me from doing it, though. And that was this little glimmer of a thought. And that thought said, you know what, Mark? There has to be an answer to this. There have to be other people out there who experience what you experience. You can't be the only one. There cannot just be gay and straight. This, if you're experiencing it, Mark, it has to exist. And if there are other people experiencing what I'm experiencing, then by God, you have to help them. And so I resolved that I was going to live. I was going to carry on. And I was going to speak. I was going to become visible. I was going to get to the bottom of this. And so that's what I resolved to do. And I'm very, very excited to tell you the next part of this story, because really it starts to get much, much better from here on in. So thank you for listening to my story. Please hit that subscribe button, and if you know anyone who would appreciate this video, then please share it. And I will share the next part with you soon. Have a great day. Bye for now.